Hi there. I wanted to share with you how to use this new tool I found, BatchGeo, BatchGeo.com. It's a good way to map coordinates. Maybe if you have multiple rent properties, you want to give somebody the list of your properties, where they're at, something like that. Where you put your signs out, that's what I used it for most recently. Just want to give you a little idea of how to do that. So I usually pull up this website, batchgeo.com. Then I go to my Excel file that I'm using at the time. If you notice, you have heading columns for your address, city, state, zip. If you don't have all of those, the more you have, the better accurate your map will be. For me, you can add, or actually not for any, but I chose these other columns to put in there. These aren't necessary, but they will put this data on your map for you as well in little balloons. You'll see in a minute. So this was the corner I put the sign at. Now I've received one call on that sign for Sunday. Here's the name of the closest business to where I put the signs, and if I have any further notes I can put them there, etc. So even though I'm going to copy a couple of things, this one actually has one item in it, this has none. Even if I copy this in, not until there's something filled in will that actually show up on any of the little balloons that pop up, as you'll see. So we're going to copy this little section, include your headers, click copy, go back to BatchGeo, come over here, it says click to copy and paste. So I'm clicking it, and then that's their sample one. If you want to run it, you can. But I'm going to paste my map coordinates in there. So these are my map coordinates. Alright, now you could just be real simple and hit map now. And if you do, you will get default information a little bit, and there won't be any coding of anything. And I'll show you what I mean. We're going to choose to validate and set options. That was a little confusing. I've trial and errored it to the point I understand now. You know, this is all pretty much standard here. It needs to go where it needs to go. This shows you what it's going to end up looking like. See, the number of calls there, 1. Now, if there was another one that didn't have any calls on it, I don't think that any of that would be on there. Or it might say another number of calls and have it blank. Now, some maps will have the dots different colored, or there'll be a single color if you don't. That's the default. If you want them to be different colored by any of these categories, you can. So see the notes category, I've got notes that I put on there, which I don't have any right now. Business name, number of calls, corner, what corner it's at, what the zip code. Any of these could be coded, you know. So all of the balloons that are pink will be one zip code, blue will be a different one. But I actually want to do it at this point by city. So we'll say click by, do it color code by city, and then you just press make your map. So now it's making its map here. Alright, the map is done. So see, your different cities have different colors. If you'll see here across this bottom line here, these are in, it says Fort Worth. If you didn't know, that's Fort Worth, Haltom, Watauga. The pink ones are in Hearst. I've got probably the most in Hearst right now. My intention was to do not too many in any one city to where I'd get kind of, you know, make the police mad or the code enforcement mad. And even though I've got lots in Hearst, they're kind of spread out. They're not all clustered in an area, which can really make a big impact if you put a lot of signs in one area. But I choose not to do that, just to kind of keep code off my back. Alright, so now if I like what I see, or actually I found out too, by the way, says see your map. If you find any markers out of place, just drag and drop them to the correct location. I did at one time make a map just not too long ago that had one of the coordinates way up here, and somehow the address was not quite right. I actually ended up going with another address of the cross street, and it pulled it where it needed to be. That was before I saw this, which said you can kind of move these around if you want to. Notice if I those little things that are popping up there are notations that I made. So this was by Valero on Western Center. These were by across from a Whataburger, and actually I have 2 signs there. If you were to zoom in, probably you would see, maybe you could see there's 2 signs. And maybe there we go, because one of them was at right here at this little location, and one was right here. Let's see if it's going to break them down. Well, my other map broke them down, so I'm not really sure why it's not breaking them down, where you can tell it's 2. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so maybe if I put racetrack instead, I put Wells Fargo, which is next to it. But I'm going to save and continue here. Now here, if you want to title it, I'm going to put sign map for the date of 4/7. That's when they had their first day out on the roads. I put them out late Saturday night. I'm going to put revise for 1 call. Okay. And you could put description in there. I don't really have anything to say much, I don't guess, on that. So you can either publicly do it, which I haven't done. It says your map may be listed on the site under featured maps. Don't really need that, unlisted. But anybody you give the URL to will be able to look at it, I believe. So, all right, you can hit, if you want more information about their offers, click that. Otherwise, just hit Save Map. Then it'll pop up. As you can see, it's thinking up here. It's going to pop up your new map. See, there's the title. All done. Check your email instructions for editing your map, because you can come in and edit your map apparently. I think I did do a little bit of that, so you can see where all my signs went here like this. If you click on one, you get a balloon that does say all these nice things. Oh, 1 of 2. If it's got more information than a fit on one page, you get to move it, like that. So let's see what it says now. Wells Fargo, oh, because there's 2 of them that really end up just practically right on top of each other, so it's telling me there's 2 of these. Northeast exit, it's the northeast corner is what it is, and it's at the exit of the QT there. So I'll close that down. So, whoops, go back to the front there, 1 of 2. Okay. Let me try something here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in another browser window. And FYI, this doesn't work in Chrome. I tried that and learned the hard way about that. So I'm going to see if I can copy paste this. And there was something missing on that map. I didn't see that. I wonder if it's going to show up on this map. There was a time that I was looking at the maps that had a little red minus. It was a circle with a red minus sign. If you click that, it says, do you want to delete this? So you don't want to do that. If you want to close the window, you do that. FYI, also, you can't really have multiple balloons open at one time. Once you go to another one, it's going to shut them down, which I was kind of bummed about, because I would like to have all of them clicked up and take a screenshot or whatever of that, but they don't. So, and the other thing that's on this map is coordinates here. Letter A corresponds with this one. So if you'll notice, the description here is the same as right there. So you can print out this whole thing if you want, give to somebody. They'll have the addresses of whatever it is you want them to do. Maybe if you have a person that you want to put your signs out for you, you could give them a map like this. Anyway, that's one use for this that I found, and I'm sure there's many other uses a real estate investor or real estate agent could find to use this. All right, thanks.